Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and today we is back at the Rib Shack, okay? Child, we are reviewing Kandi and the Gang. This is going to basically be a binge review because I done finally been able to wrangle my adult ADHD and sit down and get through this chewing gum for my brain because this is just, I'm so sorry. There was nothing going on this show and I just kind of checked out. And I know that ain't really, I was talking to you about the show and I can't just walk off while I was just in the middle of a conversation about it. I get that. So I apologize. Please forgive me. But I'm just there's absolutely nothing going on this show. Like, this show could have been an Instagram story. But we're going to review it. Let's just get on into this. Before we get into it, if you've not had a chance to, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But let's get into this. Episode 4 was a staff meeting. Episode 5 was a staff outing. Episode 6 was Kandi's mama's ass outing. And episode 7 was everybody get outing. Let's just talk about it. Episode 4 kicks off with Kandi's cousin Patrick and his girlfriend Safari, who he is 100% submissive to, going to Old Lady Gang to sit at the counter in front of Shandrika and eat free cornbread and water because she's vegan. And the cornbread is made with everything that comes from animals. I don't think they know what goes in food or that Shandrika don't care that they go together. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a little more feisty, but we'd have had to get up and go somewhere else. Because we can eat cornbread anywhere. What you're not going to do is bring me to your job to eat cornbread in front of your ex-girlfriend. But that's just me. While they're sitting there trying to torture Shandrika, Torin comes up and Torin is introduced to Safari as the person who was supposed to be decorating and doing the housewarming and all of that. And you see Safari turn around real quick like, yeah, player, you don't know we done fired you last night, but you getting ready to find out now. Patrick goes into explaining that, yeah, I know you're supposed to be doing all that, but I had talked to Safari, she run my life. And Safari had said, y'all don't need to know where I stay. You don't need to come decorate nothing. She gonna do all that. So maybe we'll let you know how that turns out. Torrance said, no, don't let me know nothing. I don't care if she decorates your house like the Flintstones. I'm going to like it. Have a good time. Then we go into the staff meeting that is a step down from fight night. Don't nobody know how to talk to nobody. Ain't nobody got no damn respect. There is no HR in sight. It is just, it's just a mess. It's Kandi, Todd, and Don Juan versus the staff, if you ask me. Because you have this meeting to get feedback from your staff and to make sure that everybody is heard and make whatever improvements. But every time somebody has some feedback, they have pushback. Why are you asking about service stands? We had service stands weeks ago, and that's a management. Well, hold on. You ain't got to talk to people like that. If the child is telling you he don't know, then maybe your issue needs to be with whoever he reports to that was supposed to make sure he knows. But to just be shutting people down in this meeting, you don't want no feedback. They go to talk about the staff's experience with Philip, and Melvin is saying, I really like him. I think he's good for the job. And Torin is saying, well, I'm glad you had that experience, but that is not my testimony. As soon as he gets to explaining what his experience is with Philip, Don Juan jumps up and, well, you like to come in and act like you just the events guy. I'm just events and I'm the events guy. Don Juan, it's giving. You're very upset that he has a compartmentalized job and you are kind of owned by Kandi. Just tell her you need time to yourself, player. You got the waitress dry snitching on Shandrika. Shandrika's so unprofessional, she just gonna holler at the girl, please shut up. I said, well, what in the no HR hell is going on here? They're going to be fighting in just a minute. So Kandi finally asked, why would you talk to her like that? And Shandrika's like, I'm tired of her always asking about where the menu's at and what I'm supposed to be doing. Always worry about me. Girl, y'all need to get some real professionals in here so fast and so bad, it's not even funny. And then we get to the Grand Royale. Aunt Bertha said, I'm going to tell you who I got beef with. I don't like that little big head ass Brandon boy because he ain't got no manners. Because I came in here one day and I spoke and he acted like he didn't hear me, but I know he heard me and he wouldn't speak back. And I said it'll be a cold day in hell before I speak to him again. They try to calm Bertha down because they know Bertha is a certified gangster and she might tap his ass today. They said, Bertha, maybe he didn't hear you. No, he heard me. Brandon, ushers his way over to beg her grace and say, listen, I apologize. Please have mercy on me. She, now go and get out my face. Let me tell you something. I live for Aunt Bertha. Aunt Bertha don't give a damn. Aunt Bertha don't play no games. And Aunt Bertha ain't got time for the stupid shit, okay? For some reason, Kandi decides that the best resolution to all of this dysfunction is to go have a team outing. If I know how to avoid the issue as a person. So we going on a field trip to fix all of these interpersonal work relationship issues, which is episode 5. Child, I know this is supposed to be some version of like Vanderpump Rules or something like that, but it's not giving none of what that gave. So the meeting ends and all the employees go their separate ways to do what disgruntled employees do after company meetings. Talk about the company. Shandrika is on the phone with Brandon and she's saying how Kandi and Todd don't give no. And Don Juan happens to overhear her on the phone with Brandon on a camera that they have and decides this is information that needs to be presented to Kandi and Todd. He thinks he has the golden ticket to get Shandrika fired. He shows this footage eventually to Kandi and Todd. Kandi and Todd decide that they need to have a meeting with Shandrika, and Don Juan makes sure to put his 2 cents in that, they've been dealing with her a long time. They've had a lot of issues with her. He would be insulted if he was them, and it would be time to separate her from the company. Let me tell you something. The more powerless they are, the more they desire to fire. I do not understand. Please go sit down. Because the girl was overheard saying Kandi and Todd don't give no Fs after y'all just had a whole staff meeting where every time a staff member opened their mouth to give feedback or a complaint or a concern, it was met with, that ain't our problem. Y'all just need to do y'all job. Y'all don't give no. And you mad because somebody said it. Okay. So they decide to have a meeting with Shandrika to ask her, do you really want to be here? Because why is you running around telling everybody that we don't give no. Shandrika is just like, well, wait a minute. I filled out that Family Dollar application yet. So, yes, I want my job. But I would like to know who told y'all I said that. And they're like, listen, all you need to know is that we know you said it. And we don't need you running around telling people that we don't care. Like, let us prove that. Todd says what I think has to be some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. He says to her how basically we don't have time to be here at the restaurant. We don't have time to run our business. So we need you to basically step in, step up, and y'all need to pitch in and everybody run the business. And when we get some more time on our hands, we'll step back in and run it. You out your damn mind. You don't pay enough. You don't pay enough for her to do the job she do. Much less to everybody come in and pick up y'all slack because you started a business that you don't want to run. And then it goes into episode 5 where we're still in this meeting. We realize they're not going to fire her. They are asking for cooperation and understanding and just don't go around telling people that we don't give no Fs because they think she's creating that narrative. She's not creating that narrative. She's just speaking on it. Now, as unprofessional as Shandrika is and as messy as Shandrika can be, the truth is the truth. And the way that this restaurant is being run kind of speaks for itself. Shandrika spends the rest of episode 5 on a manhunt to figure out who the hell told Kandi and Todd that she said they don't give no Fs. Before they get to the team building activity, we see that Mama Joyce Aunt Nora and Aunt Bertha are sitting down to have an intervention with Todd about needing to work in the kitchen because Todd refuses to do anything at this restaurant. And he is absolutely against it. I ain't going in that kitchen. I'm not working in that kitchen. What I need to be in the kitchen for. And they're explaining to him that, listen, you can't run a business that you don't know how it's run. Even if you just do it the one time for experience sake, but you got to get in the kitchen and run this business. You can't just be cashing the checks. It don't work like that. The rest of episode 5 is them at field day. Episode 5 ends with Brian, who's been out on suspension selling egg rolls in every scene. We see him in You Better Brand, meeting with Philip and Brandon about ending his suspension and coming back to the restaurant. And Brian and Philip iron out their differences. They apologize to each other and we're moving on. Also, between episodes 5 and 6, we kind of see the development of Dom Unique, the dancer, and Brandon, the mediocre manager's relationship. Dom Unique is getting ready to go on tour as a dancer with Rick Ross, and so she and Brandon decide to make it outside of work official. But before all that can really happen, Don Juan done caught some more on camera. So in episode 6, we get to see Kandi go visit Melvin and Patrick's new apartment ahead of his housewarming that his girlfriend done told him he can't have. Now I will tell you, between like episodes 5-ish and 6, I started to get a little softer on Kandi because I felt like, especially through those first 3 episodes, she would let Todd just ride Melvin, and I just didn't like it. But they did show a clip where Kandi kind of stood up to Todd about Melvin and how he treats him. And Kandi lets us know in this scene that she's been really, really close to them in their upbringing. Melvin used to actually live with her. Patrick is named after her brother who passed away. So they're really close, and they really respect her, you know, and want her approval. Hence, her touring the apartment. It is also while touring the apartment that Kandi realizes something might be wrong with this Patrick Safari relationship. That he's doing all kinds of things he did not do before, like sound bowls and meditation and hanging TVs by chains from the ceiling. He did end up admitting that he's eating her spaghetti. And anybody from the South that know anything about some root and things like that, we know that's a no-go. Baby, you gonna need to go and tell your grandmama she gonna need to do some fervent praying, because this is giving very much voodoo lady. And she gonna snap them damn chains while you standing under that TV one day. We move on to a management meeting with Kandi, Todd, Don Juan, and Philip. And before they get started, Don Juan says, hey, I got some more footage for you. Come in. And this time it's Dom Unique and Brandon in some closet somewhere sneaking and freaking. Now, here's my thing. Why would y'all go to all these lengths to pretend y'all aren't together only to go sneak in some closet somewhere? Y'all got to know these people got cameras. Like, why? Maybe it might be the thrill. The thrill might turn them on. I don't know. But because Brandon is a manager and Dom Unique is a direct report to him, they got a problem. In episode 6, we did see a very, very serious scene between Don Juan and Brian, where Don Juan confronts Brian about his drinking because it was brought to his attention by another employee that Brian is drinking wine again when Brian was supposed to have given up drinking, especially after the passing of his sister. Don Juan and Brian sit down to talk, and he brings it up to him, and Brian says basically, yeah, I am drinking wine because that's my version of sobriety, that I'm not drinking the hard stuff, I'm not doing the drugs anymore, but I never wanted to be like the AA structure or the, I can't have anything structure. I wanted to be more in control of it, I think is what he's trying to relay. And Don Juan is telling him, I don't really know that that's sobriety or how well that will work for you, but I wanted to confront the matter and talk to you about it because I didn't want something to happen to you, and it be something that I overlooked and I could have been a part of the solution and I just ignored it. And that's very real. And for the most part, I don't like Don Juan. Don Juan get on my damn nerves. But I really felt him in this scene. You kind of got to see that there's a heart behind this exterior. And in reality, the truth is a lot of people who come off like complete souls are really caring people underneath it all, but they're guarded. And so I really kind of like seeing him in I really care about a person kind of light, because most of the time Don Juan is being messy. But this was very, very more than a manager, almost a big brother, and I liked it. Brian confided in Don Juan about the passing of his sister, which Don Juan was not aware of. And Don Juan, ends the meeting kind of saying, I just want you to know you have somebody here for you. And prayerfully, y'all don't stress me to a drinking problem in the meantime. We move on to watch a whole round of Shandrika's Who Said It, where she's going around asking everybody, did you tell Kandi inside? Did you tell Kandi? Did you tell Kandi inside? I said they don't give a fuck. Girl, at this point, you said it, you meant it, it don't matter. Move on. As we're trying to move on, we see a moment between Aunt Bertha and the producers, where one of the producers, the cameraman, tapped her a little too low on her back. And baby, you must not know what that zone means. Aunt Bertha turned around to see who touching her like they know her. You almost got slapped. Now, once she realized who it was somebody that worked for the network, she said, oh, well, if he's young and he got plenty of money, he can touch anything he want to touch. I said, well, I'll be damned. Aunt Bertha is hell. I love Aunt Bertha. But the reason Aunt Bertha is there anyway, hollering no money, no fear, is because this is the day the Lord has made, and Todd is about to go into the kitchen. Let us thank him. So we see them going back and forth, sending out cold food that keeps getting sent back. Like, this is just a travesty. Why embarrass yourself like this? I do not get it, because Kandi is a name that is kind of associated with business, with making money, with making moves. So why would y'all come on this show to be mediocre? And then there's so much of nothing going on this show that we go from running cold food out the kitchen to going to see Mama Joyce get her ass plumped up. I cannot deal. So Safari is providing this ass plumping service. And while Kandi and her mom are bonding over ass plumping, they get to know Safari. And they're talking to Safari about, this housewarming that Patrick wanted to have that she done told him he can't have. And Kandi is trying to figure out what exactly is going on with this girl and what kind of hold does she have on him. So she starts to ask her questions about, why was that an issue? Why do you have problems with him inviting certain people? And she goes in there, well, I just have a problem with him inviting people that don't like me. And she's like, well, who don't like you? Shandrika. Kandi said, well, I didn't know she didn't like you. It's more of an unspoken rule, people from your past. Okay, girl, listen, I get it. I'm not saying she ain't crazy, okay? Nobody wants to, you gonna throw a party and you gonna invite your ex. Okay, I get that. However, she kind of goes beyond that. This girl gives overbearing and controlling and insecure, and it's really not cute, because she's a beautiful girl. She's absolutely attractive, but it seems like that must be only skin deep, because there's no security beyond that. She just kind of has to hover over everything he does and make sure he stays, within her talon's reach. I'm gonna tell you, I was pretty much done when I saw Mama Joyce's ass, okay? I'm like, listen, if you have that little to provide as content for a show, to the degree that we are stooping to plumping 72-year-old asses on TV, This whole show could have been an Instagram story. I'm real over it. But we move on from Mama Joyce getting her ass plumped to Brandon getting his ass busted. So Don Juan and Philip are confronting Brandon about the footage they have of him and Dominique in the closet playing Kiss Me, Touch Me. They let him know, bruh, we know what you was doing, and at this point, you got two choices. She can leave or you can leave, but somebody got to go. Now, we ain't necessarily firing you. We will offer you the opportunity to relocate to one of our other locations, but yeah, player, this ain't gonna fly. And Brandon is just a piece of work. So Dominique is at rehearsal for her tour that she's going on with Rick Ross in London, right? Here comes Brandon, old big head, creepy, busting into her damn... You mean to tell me you couldn't find no other time to talk to this girl about your woes as a manager who has overstepped your boundaries? Other than her rehearsal for this international tour she's getting ready to go on with an international recording artist? That's all you could think of? She looked genuinely shocked to me. Like, why would you show up at my rehearsal of all places? Because it's a closed rehearsal and this looks really, really unprofessional. Well, baby, unprofessional is his brand, and that's what he's here to talk to you about. I've been unprofessional, now it's about to affect you because I ain't trying to go to another restaurant. So what you gonna do? Then we finally move on to episode 7, which is a whole lot more of nothing. Just a whole lot of nothing until we get to this housewarming. What does happen before we get to the housewarming is we have a pie face-off where they are about to have these senior citizen sisters fighting each other over their cake recipes and whose is the best and whose is the next one going on the menu. Now, let me tell you, this damn battle of the cakes was hilarious to me. They go into who done baked what. So Aunt Nora made a coconut cake. They asked Aunt Nora, well, what made you make a coconut cake? Aunt Nora said, because this is the cake all my church members request. Now, you know, if this is highly requested at the church, this is one of her best recipes, okay? Now, it just so happened that all of the taste testers as either Mama Joyce Child or Aunt Bertha Grands. So they kind of giving her mixed reviews on her cake. Kandi is like, well, you know, it's good, but I ain't a big fan of coconut. And Patrick, oh, well, you know, I like this sauce that's underneath it. Nora said that ain't sauce. It's icing. You about to get your swooped. So Mama Joyce goes on to say she made this pineapple angel food cake. And her cake is special because, you know, most people use Cool Whip instead of real whipping cream. Aunt Bertha raised her hand and said, I don't. You ain't did nothing special, and don't be insulting everybody else recipes. That's what that was. I said, they gonna be fighting after this. And then Todd in the damn confessional shading Mama Joyce by she over there acting like she made cake from scratch, but I think it's box cake. And her baking skills ain't really all that. Y'all just ain't gonna never stop doing battle. You know how bold you got to be to insult a Southern elder's recipes? You looking to get your ass towed off. Patrick's review of Mama Joyce's cake is that it's a mood cake, that he could see him and his lady going to a nice restaurant, ordering this cake, taking it home and eating it off of each other. What is that to tell your grandmother and her sisters? Is it me? Am I tripping? So then we move on to taste Aunt Bertha's cake, and Todd wants to know, you made the best chocolate cake I've ever had. Why you made the pound cake today? Because it was quicker. I ain't wasting no bunch of damn time with y'all. So they start to go over the reviews for Aunt Bertha's cake. And you can hear Kandi, this is good. It's a good old pound cake. Aunt Nora said, I'm going to be honest. This is not her best. Now, Melvin gives Aunt Bertha's cake a 10 out of 10. You could tell Kandi had the most reaction to Aunt Bertha's cake. But somehow, when they go around voting, it ends up being Mama Joyce's cake. And Kandi is, votes for her mom and say, I don't want y'all to think I'm biased. Girl, listen, hey, we know you're biased. Like, you had to vote for your mama. That's just the way it goes. Aunt Nora said this ain't been fair from the beginning anyway, because y'all got Bertha grandsons and Joyce's daughter doing all the voting, and Bertha burned her cake up, and her grandsons voted for it anyway, so this ain't fair. We know it ain't fair. I see, you know what? But in the end, it's still Mama Joyce's cake that's going on the new menu. Fast forward to this housewarming. Somehow Torrin gets his job back. He is decorating, but he ain't getting paid for it. He done asked Brian to make a charitable donation of egg rolls. We see him at Patrick and Melvin's apartment getting ready to set up for this housewarming where they have no furniture, because Safari don't want people coming in there, sitting on the furniture and leaving their energy. So you want people to bring y'all free food and free decor to entertain people, but you don't want to give people a place to sit down after they done come and provide you all of their free goods and services. Shandrika and her boyfriend have also somehow gotten re-invited to this whole thing. I think Patrick got drunk and just told everybody he don't give a damn what Safari said. Everybody come, y'all, let's have a good time. And so here we are with this dilemma. So we get to the housewarming. Patrick done took all the tissue out the bathroom, so won't nobody use the bathroom. Aunt Joyce gonna pull him to the side and tell him, baby, you ain't got no bathroom tissue. I think she was shocked to find out it was not an oversight. It was just him being inhospitable. On top of y'all ain't got no damn chairs. Y'all ain't got no tissue. Like, please, play with somebody else. So everybody shows up, and Dom and Brandon and Shandrika and her boyfriend June were all gonna go to the housewarming together. So they go all have some drinks at the restaurant before they decide to go to the party. And Dom and Brandon decide it would make more sense if they go up first and kind of figure out what's going on before they all just show up and there's some sort of an eruption. Now, Brian must have sensed the drama coming in his spirit, because he is offering a free performance to go with his free egg rolls, and he decides he is going to sing Amazing Grace at this housewarming. I wish Jesus would take the wheel and bring them some chairs so everybody could have a seat. So after Brian tries to sing them into the presence of the Spirit, up comes Dom and Brandon. They let them know that, Shandrika and her boyfriend are outside. And Safari, who has been quiet in front of everybody thus far, pipes up and says, well, it can stay outside. And everybody's a little alarmed. And, well, wait a minute. And so Kandi starts asking questions like, well, were they invited? And so here goes Patrick. Well, I kind of did invite them, I think. But I don't want to upset my girls. So Kandi's like, well, maybe you should just go outside and let them know that, there has been a mix-up and we're going to take the invitation back. And here goes Safari. You want me to go out there with you? No, I want you to go sit down and talk to somebody. Don't nobody want him. Ain't nobody trying to take him. The girl came with a whole man, baby. Y'all ain't got furniture and y'all are sparing with tissue. Like, child. So they go outside to let them know that, I don't know what he told y'all, but y'all is not invited. Y'all is not welcome here. Now, Shandrika and her boyfriend are willing to accept that. That's not the issue. The issue for them is, why the hell did Dom and Brandon not come back down? Because we were all here together. Like, why wouldn't they come at least say something to us? And Dom don't feel like, she should have to do that. Now, maybe I'm a little, more mature than I realize, because I operate on the we came together, we leave together thing. Now, I get even if y'all decide, okay, we can split up, y'all stay and we'll go. But at least have the decency to come outside and talk to your friend who you brought there and know they outside being rejected and turned away. Like Shandrika's boyfriend asked, if we had all gone to the club and she couldn't get in and we could, would you have just left her outside? And Shandrika's response is, we're just different people. And I get that, but yeah, I really feeling Dom for that move. And we see that is going to be a point of contention betwixt this whole cast as we move forward. That is where this episode came to an end. And I'm so grateful because I'm going to tell you, when you got some adult ADHD and you struggle to pay attention to stuff anyway, and it ain't got nothing going on, I'm telling you, it's like chewing gum for your brain. So that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. That's the end of this binge review. As always, thank you so much for coming down here, listening to me, and letting me get it off my chest. Until next time, I love you, mean it. Bye.